are now at the halfway point of the 2023 NR2003 Rowdy Energy Pro Series season as we land here in Indianapolis, Indiana for race number 9 on the year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indianapolis Raceway Park for the Hoosier 200. What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to the Hoosier 200 here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. One of the few short tracks on the Rowdy Energy Pro Series schedule, and I'm sure we're in for a good one tonight, especially coming off of last week at Charlotte. We saw Hoosier Alonso and Tyreek Hartman get into a heated battle late in the race, which ended with Tyreek Hartman going to victory lane and getting his first win on the year in a pretty big shakeup in points. Speaking of the points, let's take a look at them. Benny Scholl still currently your points leader by 18 points over Drew Webb. Then looking on down the standings, Richard Kinghart moved up a spot. He's now third in points, 21 points back. Matt Tuck is 29 points back. And Skylar Taylor is 39 points back. Looking on further down the listing, Chad Grakowski is 43 points back. Here's Hoosier Alonso, after that good run last week, is 50 points back. Priya McShane is 51 points back. Angel Gutierrez is 55 points back. And both Lucia Torres and Stephen Colon are tied for 10th, 65 points back. Now, on the pole for this week's race, it is none other than Herschel Arvin Alonso, the man who came up just short last week. Potentially looking for redemption this week in that NS Racing number 97. It's actually an NS Racing front row lockout here tonight with his teammate Richard Kinghart starting on the outside. This is, I know Nathan Stapleton's going to like this. His team right now is actually leading the owner's standings. So this is a big leap for them in terms of the owner's points. We'll have to see how they do tonight. But we'll get these cars rolling off shortly. But before we do that, let's take a look at your starting lineup for tonight's event. On the pole, as before mentioned, it's the 97 of Herschel Arvin Alonso, starting alongside the 98 of Richard Kinghart. Row number 2, we find the 88 of Angel Gutierrez, starting alongside the 64 of Cameron Lassard. Row 3, we have the 4 of Skylar Taylor, starting alongside the 28 of Stephen Colon. Row number 4, we have the 20 of Benny Moore, starting alongside the 41 of Priya McShane. And rounding out the top 10, we have the 9 of Tanner Barton, starting alongside the 16 of Chad Gradkowski. Row number 6, we have the 71 of Jim Vincent Left, starting alongside the 99 of Cole DeHill. Row number 7, we have the 7 of Will Parrish, and the 87 of Tyreek Hartman, last week's winner. Row number 8, we have the 17 of Dale Johnson II, starting alongside points leader, the 55 of Vinny Scholes. Row number 9, we have the 43 of Lucia Torres, starting alongside the 27 of Luna Lona. Row 10, we have the 73 of Cole Raymond, starting alongside the 61 of Landon Smith Jr. Row number 11, we have the 52 of Frank Fleming, starting alongside the 12 of Matt Tuck. And rounding out the field in row 12, we have the 33 of Caleb Choro, starting alongside the 72 of Drew Webb. These cars should be rolling off shortly, led by the 2 NS Racing teammates. There we go. Make sure everybody rolls off pit lane, and they do. Race report will be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Will be a 50-lap race tonight, 24 entries as usual. And there will be a pit stop this race, so that'll be something to look out for. Have to see what these teams can cook up strategy-wise. But we'll just have to wait and see as pace car makes the left-hand turn into pit lane. As the NS Racing duo leads the field through 3 and 4. Coming down the front straightaway, starter's got the green flag in his hand. And the green flag is waving. We are green flag racing here in the Hoosier 200 here from IRP. Coming back to the stripe, lap number 1 is led by Hergel Arvin Alonso. Angel Gutierrez gets by Richard Kinghart. They're up to second. Side by side for fourth between the 20 of Benny Moore and the 4 of Skylar Taylor. And now we're going to have Trackhouse teammates side by side as Tanner Parton is going to join up into the mix. Looking back through the field, got a lot of side by side action. The outside is not the place you want to be here at this track. Can make it work a little bit once it starts to rubber in, but right now, as car on the wall, that's a 73 of Cole Raymond, almost riding it through 1 and 2. He's going to fall to the back, and luckily it looks like he escaped with minor damage. But I thought I caught a glimpse of that as they went into 1 and 2. It seemed like they were 3 wide. And oh, Cole DeHill! Off the bumper of Will Parrish. I think he was trying to give the 99 a boot scooting boogie. Almost turned him. But DeHill able to save it. And great car control from that 99. Put a replay somewhere on the screen. But he'll probably need a new pair of pants when they come in for their green flag pit stop. As we look up here, Richard Kinghart going back after Angel Gutierrez for second. Looking to reclaim an NS Racing 1-2. And it looks like he is going to... Gutierrez fighting on the outside. And Gutierrez is holding him off at the moment. But Kinghart still has the preferred line. And he's going to clear Gutierrez coming off of turn number 4. And now here comes the 9, Tanner Parton. Now looking to make a move on Gutierrez. So is Benny Moore in the 20. And Jim Vincent left has found his way up into the 6th spot. Skylar Taylor's dropped back a little bit, down to 7th. But Angel Gutierrez still dropping back as now the 71 is underneath the 88. Going to stay on the quarter panel as they go into 1. And 88's going to try to fight back on the outside, but it looks like the 71 is going to get the advantage and nearly clear down the backstretch, but is going to clear as I go through 3 and 4. Looking back here, Tyreek Hartman on the move, started 14th up to 10th. Last week's winner, still showing speed in that 87. Looking back through here, Vinny Scholes is now last of the cars on track. This is not what she needs in the championship. And actually, in fact, her closest championship rival, Drew Webb, is just 2 cars in front, or is just 2 cars in front of her, and might only be the car in front of her, as now Landon Smith Jr. is going to pass Webb, and now both our top 2 into the championship standings are now the last 2 cars on track. Talk about really shaking up the point standings. But up here, Benny Moore now going for 3rd on Tanner Parton, and he will take that spot away as the 2 NS racing cars of Hergel Arvin Alonso and Richard Kinghart trying to pull away from the field. As we mentioned, Hergel Arvin Alonso was in that heated battle last week with Tyreek Hartman, where he gave it his all but came up just short. Could tonight be the night that he finally breaks through and gets his first win on the year? Coming into this race, before mentioned, 7th in points. So not a bad season by any means, but I'm sure he would like to have a win. Richard Kinghart Kinghart's actually coming to this race third in points. So he's up in second, while Vinny Scholes and Drew Webb are struggling. In fact, I think as they run, Kinghart might be the points leader. We'll have to see. But right now, this is what Kinghart wants. I'm sure he definitely wants to try to pass that 97 and win, but looking big picture-wise, this is good for him in the championship. But looking through the field, it seems that things seem to have calmed down mostly. Got a battle here between Chad Grukowski and Lucia Torres. This is for 16th on track. And 16's going to clear that, as now the two racing motorsports cars are going to go at it. Lucia Torres and Priya McShane. But Lucia Torres is going to stay ahead. Back here, here's Frank Fleming and Landon Smith Jr. I believe this is for 19th on track. There's Dale Johnson the second, going by Skylar Taylor. That's for 7th on track. But we'll give you a full field rundown once we get to halfway. But right now, here's Larvin Alonso is being chased down right now by Richard Kinghart. And not to mention the two cars behind them, Benny Moore and Tanner Parton, looks to have closed on these two. So all these four cars are within a second, so we could have a 4-horse race for the win here. And like I said, there's also the strategy factor to this. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But right now, Kinghart has pulled up to the back bumper of Larvin Alonso off of 2. Is he good? Yes, he is. You're down to the inside in 3. Here we go. For the race lead, it's the two NS Racing cars going at it. Richard Kinghart's going to lead at the stripe. Alonso trying to fight back on the outside. And behind them, oh, Alonso has to check up coming out of 2. That's going to give the lead to Richard Kinghart. And now Benny Moore in the 20s going to try to get by him. Potentially, so is Tanner Parton. But new leader here at IRP as we close in on halfway. It's Richard Kinghart. But he's got company. Here comes Benny Moore in the 20. Good run off of turn 2. Trying to take a look, not able to get there as Parton is clear for 3rd. Jim Vincent left, trying to run down these top 4. But right now, Kinghart is holding the lead. Benny Moore trying to find a way. He's going to peak low. Not going to be able to get underneath the 98. And that's going to cost him a bit of time off the corner because of the awkward entry. And here comes Tanner Parton trying to take advantage of that. Parton's underneath the 20 of Benny Moore now. And he will clear off of turn 2. Not quite, actually. He'll probably clear here in 3 and 4, though. Oh, no, not quite yet. And now he will. Parton now up to 2nd. Back checking the progress of our two championship leaders. They're going at it now, it seems, for the 23rd position. Scholes has passed Drew Webb, which now puts Webb last on track. But that's a meddling right here. Lucia Torres way up the track. Torres is in the wall. Riding it through turn 4. And Torres is going to lose a couple spots. Lost one to Landon Smith Jr. Going to lose another to Frank Fleming. And potentially even Cole Raymond. But the 43 is going to slot back in line. Oh, the 73 is going to try to drive it in, though, but isn't quite going to get there. There's Stephen Colon underneath the 99 of Cole DeHill. Looking to get himself back into the top 10. And he will do just that. Good move from Cologne. And up front, the 20 of Benny Moore has gotten back past Tanner Parton and is now looking to run the 98 back down. He's looking to the inside and one, but not quite going to get there. But we're past halfway now here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Let's take a look at a full field rundown before we get to our cycle of pit stops. Richard Kinghart currently leads Benny Moore, but Moore's still looking for a way around the 98. Tanner Parton currently sits in third. Jim Vincent-Leff has actually gotten around. Here's Alvin Alonso. Vincent-Leff is now fourth. Here's Alvin Alonso now sits in fifth. Gutierrez is sixth. Tyree Cartman and the 87 is seventh. Eighth is Dale Johnson the second. Ninth is Stephen Cologne. And Cole DeHill currently rounds out your top 10. Looking further on back, we got the 16 of Chad Gronkowski in 11th. Skylar Taylor currently sits 12th. Luna Lona 13th. 14th is the 33 of Caleb Toro. 15th is the 64 of Cameron Lassard. 16th is the 7 of Will Parrish. 17th is the 41 of Priya McShane. 18th is the 12 of Matt Tuck. 19th is the 61 of Landon Smith Jr. And 20th is the 52 of Frank Fleming. 21st is the 73 of Cole Raymond. 22nd is the 43 of Lucia Torres. 23rd is the 72 of Drew Webb. And 24th, currently rounding out the field, is the 55 of Vinny Scholes. But now back up front, the 98. Kinghart pulling away a little bit from the 20 of Benny Moore. Now Moore slides up into 1 and 2, and that's going to allow Tanner Parton to get back to the inside. 20 might be falling off just a little bit. We should be closing in on that cycle of green flag pit stops. Tyree Cartman is up into the top 5. Tyree Cartman looking to go 2 in a row. So far, he's gone from 14th to 5th. We'll have to see what he can do under the cycle of green flag pit stops. Taking a look at the fastest lap, it actually belongs to the 9 of Tanner Parton. Currently up to 2nd. See if he can run down the 98 before the cycle of stops begin. And speaking of the cycle of stops, here we go. Here's our Alvin Alonso, Cole DeHill, Caleb Toro, Cameron Lassard, Will Parrish, Matt Tuck, Priya McShane, Landon Smith Jr., Lucia Torres, Drew Webb, and Vinny Scholes are in this lap, and I'd assume most of the rest of the field are going to come in this lap. In fact, I think everybody else is going to come in this lap. And they will. So here's Alvin Alonso leading the first group in. Looks like it'll be 4 tires and fuel for all these guys. And out comes here's Alvin Alonso. There's Cole DeHill. And there's Richard Kinghart pulling into his stall. And oh, a bit of contact. Potentially with Benny Moore and somebody else on the pit lane. Saw some debris laying on the ground. And Moore having an extended stay in pit road. I believe there was contact, but looky here. Tanner Parton on the outside overtakes Richard Kinghart coming out of the pits. And here's Alvin Alonso. Has undercutted a couple cars. I think he is going to come out in the effective 3rd position. Cole DeHill in the wall hard. Almost spun it out. Oh, so is Toro. Couple cars that just came out hitting the wall. Potentially maybe driving it too hard on cold tires. And here comes Alvin Alonso going for 2nd on his teammate Kinghart. And he's going to take the spot away. Not going to clear just yet. Looks like he will going into turn number 1. Oh, don't look now. Here comes Tyree Cartman. Up to 4th after that cycle of stops. Shout out to Cole DeHill as well. strategies put him up into the top 5. Good run for him. And cue the Jaws music. Here comes Tyreek Hartman going for 3rd on Richard Kinghart. And he's going to take that spot. And then looking up here, here's Alonso trying to run down the 9 of Tanner Parton. Are we about to see a repeat of last week? We'll have to wait and see. But Tanner Parton, your leader after that cycle of pit stops. Take a look back here. Jim Vincent left, fell down a couple spots. Probably was undercut by a couple of these cars. Angel Gutierrez has fallen back quite a bit. Drew Webb has actually jumped a bunch of cars. He's up to 16th. Vinny Scholl still is down in 24th. So Scholes is still last. And Scholes has a bit of damage. So I wonder if it was Vinny Scholes who made contact on pit road with Benny Moore. Speaking of Benny, he's fallen down a couple spots. He's now in the 15th position. So tough break for Moore after running well early in the race. And here we go for 2nd. Tyreek Hartman on the back bumper of Herschel Arvin Alonso. And he's going to look down the inside on the front straightaway. And looking to take the spot away in 1 and 2. And he will. Alonso trying to fight back on the outside, but Hartman clear for 2nd. Oh boy. Hartman is on the charge. Frank Fleming has actually nabbed the fastest lap away from Tanner Parton. Oh, Will Parrish, I believe, got in the wall in that 7. Was slow off of turn 4 and lost a spot to Cole Raymond. There's Fleming right outside the top 10 in 12th. Pretty good compared to where he started the 21st spot. Good gains by that number 52. And up front. Now under 10 laps to go. And that 87 is hounding the 9 of Tanner Parton. And Parton trying to hold him off. Hartman closed about 2/10 that last lap. And he's closing even more. This is going to get interesting in the last couple laps. Tanner Parton had a good 3 and 4. Hartman only gained about 1/2 tenth that lap. And back here, NS Racing teammates are still going at it. Richard Kinghart got by Herschel Arvin Alonso, and now Alonso is trying to get back by Richard Kinghart. And up here, actually, Tanner Parton might be pulling away now from Tyreek Hartman. Yeah, Hartman lost about 1/10 that lap. I know both of these two are probably driving their butts off right now. Hartman looks like he might have closed a little bit that lap. Closed about 1/10. As we now got 5 coming to 4 laps to go in this race. Hartman, I think, closed a little bit more there. Not as much as I thought. Only about under 1/2 tenth. But Parton coming around for 3 laps to go. Can he hang on? Or will Tyreek Hartman go 2 in a row? Hartman, I think, lost time that lap. He did. He lost a little over 1/2 tenth. Parton just needs to keep doing what he's doing. and just race his race right now. And he seems to be pulling away now from Tyreek Hartman. Two laps to go here at IRP for Tanner Parton for Trackhouse Racing. Came into this race 21st in the point standings with only one top 10 on the year. But now he's going to take the white flag here at IRP. Hartman looks like he's giving one last charge, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Tanner Parton comes through 4, and he's going to nab his first win on the year. Tanner Parton wins the Hoosier 200 here at IRP.
You won! You did an awesome job out there, buddy.
Something happened to that 72. Oh, some cars had to come in there towards the end. Drew Webb. Oh, Will Parrish gets spun on the cooldown. I saw Angel Gutierrez was one of those cars that I think had to pit. Yeah, Angel Gutierrez, Drew Webb, and Jim Benson left. All had to come down the pit road late. Don't know what happened there. But Tanner Parton is your winner here at IRP. Taking a look at your finishing results here. Tanner Parton goes to victory lane tonight here at IRP. Tyreek Hartman, another good finish on the year, comes home in second. And Dale Johnson II actually got around both NS Racing cars to round out the podium. Hergel Arvin Alonso finishes 4th, and Richard Kinghart finishes 5th to round out the top 5. And then going through the rest of the top 10, we have Cole DeHill in 6th, Cameron Lassard in 7th, Matt Tuck in 8th, Caleb Toro in 9th, and Frank Fleming rounds out your top 10. So with that being said, definitely in for a couple point shakeups after this. But hope you all enjoyed that race. Next race will be at Watkins Glen for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 100. Excited for that one. Watkins Glen is a really good track in NR. And that will premiere on Wednesday, October 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign-ups for that will be on this coming Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you all in sign-ups, and I hope to see you all in the race. So, once again, congratulations to Tanner Parton for winning the Hoosier 200. And I will see you guys at sign-ups on Wednesday. Here are your point standings after race number 9 on the season. You all take care and have a good one.